It's always a great idea to undertake a retrospective or lessons learned session after any major incident. As we've worked through this course, we followed through a Globomantic scenario where you were responsible for defending the network and your boss, Alice, was asking you some tough questions along the way. Let's have a look now at what we've learned throughout this course that we can formulate into a lessons learned. Firstly, one thing we've learned is that working backups are a critical protection that you need to have in place in order to protect your network. In the worst case scenario where you have suffered a ransomware attack and data has been encrypted, having working backups available so you can restore the data to the last known good state is invaluable. Also, we've learned responding to a ransomware attack is not something that can be put in a queue until you get time to deal with it. It is a real-time emergency and you need to respond to the attack as quickly as possible. Isolating infected devices is critical to containing the attack. Shut them down, pull the power plug, disconnect them from the network as soon as you're suspicious a ransomware attack may be underway. Another thing that may not be obvious to people is that paying the ransom is not like going on the internet to buy something on a shopping site. There's a number of different setup steps that need to be done to create your wallet, deposit credit into the wallet, and then transfer funds to the criminals demanding the ransom. This all takes time. Another thing that can take a very long time is decrypting the encrypted files, or indeed restoring the backup. All this depends on the volume of data that has been affected and the volume of data you must decrypt or restore from backups. Finally, there's no getting away from the ransomware problem. It has grown enormously over the last number of years and is going to continue to grow. So all the more reason to prepare an incident response plan to have it ready to hand. I want to share with you two different quotes from articles that appeared in CSO Online magazine. This will explain why the ransomware problem is going to get worse and also why you need to have an incident response plan ready. Ransomware as a service fuels explosive growth. This article appeared in 2016. And just as I wrap up recording for this course, the following headline appeared. At $175, this ransomware service is a boon to cybercriminals. This article appeared in April 2017 describing how criminals can purchase a ransomware as a service toolkit from as little as $175. So as you can see, the barrier to anyone engaging in a ransomware activity is very low. With this in mind, let's have a look at what our incident response plan should contain. I've put this slide into 10 simple steps so that you can use it as a quick reference guide. First of all, you need to respond quickly. We've already discussed the reason for this and also had examples of one organization that a ransomware attack went on all weekend, encrypting thousands upon thousands of files because there was no monitoring and no quick response. Isolate the infected device to contain the infection. If you've got computers connected to networks, disconnect them immediately. Even go to the extreme of pulling the plug and powering them down. Preserve the encrypted data. Remember, the data still exists on the computers even though it's encrypted. Do not wipe or format that computer until you have your data back. You should check if you have backups for the affected data. Identifying the ransomware will help you determine your recovery strategy. Determine if there's an encryption tool available for that particular type of ransomware. And your choice then becomes, do you restore from backups? Do you decrypt using a freely available decryption tool? Or finally, as a last resort, do you pay the ransom to the criminals? Review and strengthen the infection point and fully wipe and re-image the infected device once you've got all your data recovered. And finally, do not overlook the last step, which is exercise your response plan regularly. And make sure you do that before you suffer a ransomware attack. This will ensure that you're in great shape and ready to respond if you get hit by a ransomware attack. I've placed this section at the end of the course because it's the first thing that you should do on completion of this course. Go ahead and prepare your incident response plan so that you're ready to protect your organization from a ransomware attack.